The question was, did Bobby Brown kill Whitney Houston? I say wholeheartedly, yes.
I'm gonna bring up the Illuminati. Y'all talk about Whitney.
Oh Lord.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I want to welcome to Speak Your Piece. My name is Rashawn. We also got Steven,
What's up?
Jonathan. I guess Jonathan doesn't want to say hello. Carrie.
What's going on, everybody?
And we usually have a young lady by the name of Bonita, but she didn't pay her internet bill, so she's off right now. So we got Christine filling in. Her internet is a little slow. I think she got cricket internet, but
She got dial-up.
she's gonna work with it. If her mouth doesn't go with her voice, it's not our fault.
There you go.
She got dial up, so hope nobody
so-
calls her lying. Well,
Right. So what we're gonna be doing, guys, is we're just gonna have some conversations that we usually have. We just want to share with you guys. So the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is an issue that I've encountered or had conversations about. This whole abortion piece. And I know a lot of people talk about abortion, but my issue with this is that not if abortion is right or wrong, but if in a case there is abortion, should the woman consult the man about getting one? Or should he have a say-so in yes or no, or should she just do it by herself?
Well, I don't believe in abortion, period. But in thinking if someone decided they wanted to have an abortion, should they speak to their counterpart? Of course. Because in that decision, if you don't do that, then what you're saying is, I don't want to have this baby and I don't care. Nobody should have this baby. Because if he decides, you know what, I want to have a child, then you can give that child to him. Because the point is, in having an abortion, why should you say I don't want to save a life?
I agree with that.
I dig that. My issue with it is that I've heard a lot of women. I've heard a few friends. In fact, I'm against abortion also, but I've heard a lot of girls, women, whatever, say that it's not the man's decision if she should or if she shouldn't. Kind of quote unquote. He knew what he was doing when he stuck it in, so he should be able to take whatever I say. It's my body. My issue with that is that how is that fair on the man's part? Like, it's both parties. Like, she knew what she was getting into when, I mean, for lack of better saying, she sat on the penis.
Right.
So why should she have a like? It kind of like diminishes the man's like he has no point in this. Like he's pointless. It's kind of selfish, also, in my opinion.
I agree with you. I agree with what you're saying, man. Because for the simple fact that when they both decide to have, when they both decided to lay down together, right? They both made that decision together. So if you're going to be making that decision together, then any decisions that follow should be made together. I mean, really, why would you only now have the say so in what happens with their life? When you really gave him the option to decide whether or not, you know what I'm saying, whether he was going to sleep with you, and, you know, he gave you the same option. I mean, really.
well, how long are we talking in? Are we talking she doing this like does he know about it? I mean, does the guy know about it at this point, or what's up?
I guess it can go either way. I mean, if he knows about it, my thing is like, if he doesn't know about it, that's ultimately dirty. And
Not really.
deceitful.
I don't think so. I mean, if I didn't know about it and you just come back like years later and you're like, oh yeah, by the way, I aborted your kid. Oh, well, okay.
I mean, that means that you were robbed of the opportunity to even have a say so.
Right.
Well, I mean, again, like I said, I mean, you never knew about it, so I mean, what's the point? I mean, it never was anything to begin with, so I mean, you can't miss what you ain't never had. So I mean, now, if I sit here, you gas me up and you like, oh well, you know, I'm about to have a baby, and I go out and I start thinking of Stephen Jr. names, you know, all these other crazy names or whatever, what we gonna do together, and then you all of a sudden like, hey, I changed my mind, I'm gonna kill the baby. Yeah, we got problems at that point. But I ain't know about it then.
What if you're one of those people like, I mean, Rashawn and Credine that are heavily against abortion, and that would have been something that you would have contested, meaning that you would not have wanted her to have one had you known that a child was in the picture. That means that you were robbed of the opportunity to save that child, knowing how you feel about abortion.
Yep.
Well, I guess I can't answer that question because I'm not really against abortion. I guess, man.
What's up? What's up, Christine?
When you think about this, the whole idea of abortion is because you don't want to have a child. It's always that woman or the decision of a couple. So if two people decide they don't want to have a child, if one person makes that decision on their own, then they're not giving that other person the opportunity to make that decision with them. Because if there's an opportunity to save a child in the way me and Rashawn feel, then I feel that, you know what, let's take that opportunity. And if he wants the child, the only thing you need to do is carry the child for 9 months and then, bam, hand it to the man who wants it.
So do y'all think there should be some type of like a law set in place as far as, stopping this kind of thing? Because I agree too. I agree that, a lot of women do say, well, I'm the one that got to carry this baby, so if I don't want it, right now they have the power to just get rid of the baby and the man just got to deal with it. But then at the same point in time, they say, well, I'm going to get rid of the baby because I'm not financially ready for it, or I'm not just not ready for it at all. But the man can say the same thing. I don't have the money for it, blah, 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 blah. And then the lady had the baby anyway, and now he a deadbeat dad or whatever. So, you can't have it both ways.
That's my main thing. All right, well, I mean, that was just my point. But let's go to another subject. Off subject, but still a hot topic. Whitney Houston. I know everybody's been talking about it, but recently it came out that there was cocaine in her system that contributed to her death. Now, I'm not saying she was a crackhead.
Just crackhead.
I blame Illuminati.
There was a crackhead.
See, what?
Hold on, Illuminati. Hold on, I gotta get on this, man. 'Cause personally, I blame Bobby Brown, but how is Illuminati? Is Santa Claus? Did he have something to do with this too? What? Illuminati?
And a leprechaun for St. Patrick's Day.
If you actually pay attention, you notice that Whitney, if you look at, if we can go back to any of the careers in Hollywood that have gone from the bottom to the top, and we can see that a lot of those people were involved in issues. We can go back to people like Sam Cooke. If I bring my sister in, she can tell you a little bit more on the music scene. But what I'm saying is a lot of these people who were tormented, and they ended up doing drugs. And if you even look at Shaka Khan, the first thing she said was, this industry is evil. When she found out what happened to Whitney. And it's honestly, a lot of people were saying that they didn't like the fact that she would mention Jesus.
So what Christine is trying to tell everybody is, when she says Illuminati, she really means crack. That's all she means.
I thought too. Yeah. Yeah. That's a code name for crack. Okay, I got
Whatever.
It messes up a bunch of famous people's lives. All this time, I thought it was crack. It's obviously the Illuminati, man.
Let me correct myself. Whitney Houston never did crack.
Never.
Crack is what?
She said that she has never done crack. She's done marijuana and cocaine.
Man.
Now it is a fact that she did cocaine or that she did drugs before she met Bobby Brown.
Yes.
So in defense of Bobby, I don't think Bobby killed her. She killed herself.
I agree.
She knew exactly what she was doing when she was snorting, when she was smoking, when she was heating up them pipes. She knew. That was all Whitney.
But what about Ray J? Do you think Ray J is to blame?
No, hold on one second. Before we even talk about the thing about this is, with Bobby, you can't blame Bobby because she found somebody she just liked to do drugs with. Like Rashawn said, I think everybody's blaming Bobby. Oh, Bobby was the one that did this, that. No, Whitney made all of her own decisions. She just found somebody that equally liked to do what she liked to do, and she hung out with that person.
Exactly.
How many people have found something that they like to do, play basketball, and you go out and find a whole bunch of other people that like to play basketball? So what do? Y'all go out and play basketball.
And it was less expensive. She could go half and half on it now. She ain't got to spend all her money on a bag on crack. She go half and half on it. She pay for half, Bobby pay for half.
I don't think Whitney ever blamed Bobby. I don't think that was her intention.
Oh no, that's just Steve.
Right.
Steve
But that's the thing. I don't remember Whitney being crackish until after Bobby. Y'all keep saying this.
That's because they didn't want you to see that she was crackish. But when she finally got with somebody that really was as crackish as she was, they wanted to be able to pin it on somebody. Well,
so are y'all gonna honestly say and tell me? No, hold on. Y'all gonna honestly say and tell me Bobby didn't take her to that next level? Y'all gonna tell me that?
She found somebody she liked to do it with just as much as she did, maybe a little bit more. And so she went ahead and she started doing that with him. I mean, we can't sit there like I said before. You like to play basketball. You go out. You find some other people that like to play basketball too. You mess around and have a heart attack on the court one day, and now we all sitting there blaming the person that first put a basketball in your hand.
It's not
Well,
the same.
I can't bring that up because that's somebody. We all know somebody. I can't do it. I can't. Personal. Okay, I'll say I know somebody
Right.
that smoked weed. While we were a sophomore year undergrad, we started smoking weed. And he found somebody who could smoke weed with him. This person didn't make him into a weed head. He made himself into a weed head. He just found somebody that could smoke on the same level that he already wanted to smoke on. So when this person left,
you don't think that
But this is the thing, and this is the thing, though, Rashawn. In life, when there's someone who actually comes into your life, they're supposed to help make you better. So we actually give them credit when they make someone better. So why can't we, blame them when they actually help someone in their downward spiral?
Right.
So when I look at Bobby, he may not have. Whitney was a functioning drug addict at that point.
she was.
From the point that they were together, it was a downward spiral. And she got to a place where I felt like he did not help her to be a better person. And so, indeed, he did assist in her downward spiral. So
yeah, I mean, end of the day, that's what a husband is supposed to do, man. It's supposed to, a significant other is supposed to make you better, not make you worse. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care what none of y'all say, man. She wasn't crackish until after Bobby.
Let me ask you this, then, Craig. Let me ask you this. I completely feel everything you're saying about a spouse supposed to make you better and everything like that. But you're saying that he did not help her get to a higher level. Okay, but neither did any friends and family that didn't really do anything for Whitney or made fun of Whitney or didn't sit there and be a rock for Whitney to lean on. My thing
That's
is,
a husband, though, dog. That's like the main rock. That's like what are you talking about?
The husband is supposed to be the main
rock.
household, man. But
No,
Huh?
I see what Christine is saying about I mean, he was supposed to help her. But
On this one. Taking the church.
I see what y'all are saying about, that was supposed to be her rock and everything like that. But, I mean, y'all are saying she was a functioning crackhead. So we're supposed to be like, okay, if she had never met Bobby, well, at least she might have still been a functioning crackhead. Is that supposed to be better?
You
I mean,
gotta understand.
Situation.
On to
He took
somebody
it down
who-
that road.
On to somebody who could not help their own death.
How we can end this conversation is say it's Sissy's fault because that's her daughter. She should have stopped it a long time ago.
Okay, well, let's talk about somebody who could not prevent their death, and that's Trayvon Martin. He could not prevent it. He wasn't doing drugs. He was killed by Mr. Zimmerman for no reason at all. So let's talk about that. Somebody who could not help their death. Who wants to chime in on that first?
Do y'all want me to play devil's advocate or do you want me to tell my opinion?
I mean, be real.
My opinion is that I feel for the family more than anything. And my question I asked some people today is, we're all rallying, we're all wearing hoodies, we're all marching for justice because a young man was gunned down who was unarmed and not dangerous, supposedly, right? And he was a young black man. My question right now is two questions with this case is that I'm glad that it brought awareness, but now that it's brought awareness that things like this go on, and now in the nation, are we aware that it goes on in our own community? And if we are aware now, are we rallying around our own students that go through this daily? Or is this just a fad or a trend that we're going to say that we're standing up for justice nationally, but we're not going to do anything within our own community that we live in? That is my issue. And that kind of like what hurts the most, because I know there are students right here in Decatur and Atlanta that I see daily that go through stuff like this with racial profiling and getting beaten up or getting arrested for things that they're innocent of. So are we just going to go for Trayvon Martin, or are we going for our own students, our own kids? Are we going to do that? Are we going to stand up for them? Are we going to rally for them?
I mean, I think that's a very good question because, in my opinion, about 2 weeks, you're going to hear no more about Trayvon Martin, to be totally honest with you. Next time Trayvon Martin going to come up is when another black person get killed or get beat up or get arrested for no reason, and then they're going to go back and bring up Emmett Till and Trayvon Martin and everybody else. In 2 weeks, it's gonna be all gone. Because right now,
I don't agree. I
it's really
actually
a trend
don't.
right now.
No, I don't agree with it. I honestly think this time, I think people are gonna actually see this thing through until that man something happens to that man. I honestly believe that, man. The way the national attention has been put on this, I don't think it's gonna let up until an arrest is made. You know what I mean? I think this is gonna, be just as big as the Casey Anthony joint.
I agree because when I look at it in the statistics, 3 out of 4 people believes that he should be in jail. Zimmerman should be locked up. And I think with this new tape coming out where Trayvon actually called 911 himself, I think this is going to change the whole landscape of things because this is something that should be outrage to anybody. And it gets annoying when they're like black people are upset. I think it should be something where this is an injustice for everybody.
Right, I agree. I definitely agree. I mean, my whole thing about it is, man, I just don't like this whole. I love the the sentiment of it. Wearing the hoodies. I think it's good that everybody can see that whole thing. But I really do fear that this has become just something that's trendy to do. Being totally honest with you, because people are just getting hoodies now just to be cool on Facebook or on Twitter. And as bad as it may sound, I truly do believe that. I mean, I'm not saying everybody's like that because I don't know everybody's heart, but I do know some people are out there doing that just to get some likes on Facebook. I mean, it's out there. That's how it is.
People like that, but we got a lot of people who really care, and we got a lot of celebrities who care, and we got people who are able to see Trayvon as their son. My nephew, he's only 5, and he's been asking. Last Christmas, he asked for hoodies. And so to see that and to see that this is something that Geraldo will say is as much to blame for his death as that guy, that sickens me. So I think that
they just feel a need to support the cause, so they throw the hoodie on. I don't see how anybody can knock that. You know what I'm saying? Like, is you gonna knock the Miami Heat? Were they trying to be fashionable, or were they just?
Well, I got my own opinion on that.
What's your opinion on that? You think? Hold on. I'll tell you what your opinion was. You think LeBron was trying to win fans back?
Exactly. Right? Exactly. That's all that was.
I'll be honest. I don't think I have my issues with the hoodie. I do have some issues with it. As far as it being trendy, I'll be honest. But I do appreciate that it is bringing awareness.
Right.
I appreciate the fact that it is bringing awareness to the situation. But my thing is, there has to be an educational piece to this whole thing. What are we telling our kids? Are we telling our kids wear the hoodie for Trayvon and not telling exactly why they're wearing it and the reasoning behind wearing it and what it can do?
Right.
That is my only issue. I want to make sure that my students, my cousins, my family members, my friends that are in high school and middle school, that they understand that this could be them, that this is injustice, that this is racial profiling, and explain how all those things are detrimental to our community. And it goes back to what I'm saying. What are we doing right within the confinements of our own community?
Right.
Are we worried about them?
Right.
Are you worried about them?
All right, everybody. We're at the portion of the show now where we take a letter, and it's called a Pecan Letters. We take a letter that's emailed to us about relationships, and we...
You really gonna call it the Pecan Letter?
I mean, that's what's up. It don't matter to me.
Why does it gotta have a title? Why can't it just be a letter?
Yeah, why can't it just be a letter?
Okay, we've come to the portion of the show where we take a letter that's emailed to us from a watcher of the show. We discuss it, dissect it, try to give them some advice, and try to help them on their way. This week's letter is entitled, I Cheat Because I Love Him. All right? So this letter reads, my boyfriend and I have been dating for 5 years with many ups and downs, as most relationships have. Recently, he became ill and had to be taken care of constantly. With me pursuing my career, I wasn't able to do that, so we agreed he would live with his family until all better, but remain a couple because we knew we wouldn't want to be with anyone else, or so I thought. For the past 2 years, a guy I grew up with, we'll call him Boo Thang, has been emailing me trying to hook up, but of course I never replied because I felt I was happy with what I had/have. Well, once my boyfriend moved out, I kind of got lonely and bored with so much extra time on my hands. Just so happens that my Boo Thang messages me 2 weeks after my boyfriend moved out. This time I actually responded, and we've been kicking it ever since. Of course, he knew I had a boyfriend, but I have since told him my boyfriend and I split, even though we haven't, because I was interested in seeing what he would do differently,
Rhyming
and he
ass
basically
shit.
started showing me more attention. I love my boyfriend, but my boo thing is hard to let go of because the sex is awesome and I don't have
Whoa.
feelings.
He ain't do.
I've been told to cut my boo thing off, but if he pursued me for so long, he clearly likes me and I may hurt him, but he hasn't expressed this to me. My boyfriend and I talk about marriage daily, but we are not married yet, so I'm enjoying the single life while I can. Am I wrong in this situation, and what should I do at this point?
Are you wrong?
This shit wrong.
All right, so I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm gonna say everything I feel on this, and once I'm done, y'all can have it. I'm gonna start from the top, go all the way to the bottom. First of all, yes, ma'am, you are wrong. Let me tell you why. You
Start
said
from the bottom, you know?
me and my boyfriend been dating for 5 years, ups and downs, as most relationships have. Recently, he became ill and had to be taken care of constantly. You pursuing your career, and so you agree with that he would stay with his family until all is better. Let me emphasize that the word "all" better is capitalized. All. So that means to me that you don't want this man back in the house until he is 100% better altogether. You don't want to have nothing to do with this man in his healing process. All right. That, first of all, lets me know, ma'am, you're not ready for marriage because in those vows somewhere, it's probably going to say in sickness and in health. Talking about marriage daily with you is already something that this man don't need to do because you put the man out because you were pursuing your career and he needed to be taken care of. Let's continue. All right, so for the past 2 years, a dude that you grew up with named Boot Thing has been emailing you, trying to hook up, but of course you never replied because you were happy with what you have/had. Well, once your boyfriend moved out, you kind of got lonely and bored with so much extra time on your hands, and it just so happens that Boo Thing, emails you 2 weeks after he moved out, and you actually responded. Let's stop there. Okay, well, Boo Thing must be somebody that you either had something with or thought that you could have something with. Why? Because if this was just somebody that you grew up with for 2 years and that was your homeboy, you probably wouldn't be avoiding him for 2 years, not replying to any messages that he sent you at all. You didn't talk to this dude for 2 whole years. But it only took 2 weeks after your boyfriend moved out for you to talk to this man? Yeah, there's some interest there. Not to mention, you mean to tell me that you were bored for 2 weeks? 2 weeks was all it took. You couldn't read a book. You couldn't watch TV. You couldn't go visit your sick boyfriend. You was bored for 2 weeks. And that's all it took for you to reply to this man's emails after you had been avoiding him for 2 years. Okay, well, that seems shady to me too. Through the letter. Of course, he knew I had a boyfriend, but I have since told him that me and my boyfriend are split because I knew he was interested and I wanted to see if he would do anything differently, and basically he started showing me more attention. He was emailing you for 2 years with no response. Yes, he's going to show you more attention if you reply to the emails that he's sending you now. What did you think was going to happen?
Girls grab me, boy.
I love my boyfriend, but my boo thing is hard to let go of because sex is awesome and you don't have feelings. I don't know any of us that really thought that you weren't having sex with a dude at this point. I mean, no offense. I don't know you. I'm not passing judgment. I'm just saying, yeah, in reading this letter, I felt like there was already some physical type of thing going on. I've been told to cut my boo thing off, but he pursued me for so long. He clearly likes me, and I don't want to hurt him, but he hasn't expressed this to me. My boyfriend talks about marriage daily. We're not married yet. You enjoying the single life. Ma'am, I think everything in this letter from the top to the bottom is wrong. I mean, the man is like apparently going through some medical issues to where he needs to be taken care of around the clock. You really ain't respecting that. I don't really know how much you're going to see him, but you had enough time to get bored. I mean, to me, that would say you need to pick up a phone, call this man, check on him, maybe run him some soup. I don't know. But, I mean, talking to Boo Thing 2 weeks after the man moved out is definitely not the answer, especially if y'all are talking about marriage on a daily basis. I can tell you, from my perspective, in my opinion, I don't think you're ready for marriage. So, yeah, that's how I feel about this letter. If y'all feel any differently, please let me know.
I can't say nothing else.
My whole thing about it is, she having sex with some man in their house while the man in his mama house getting better. Come on now.
There's a maturity level issue with that. In my opinion. That's it.
I disagree.
What?
First of all, she said he was talking about marriage. He has talked too much. Make the move. You asking for or in health, then we better be married, because other than that, you don't need to be at my house while you sick. You need to be with your mama, because that's who you still connected to. And you didn't say the vows. And not only that, she did not tell them that they were broken up. She said the key word, and you have to be really strategic. She said, we are split up. They are split. He had to leave the house. She's still at the house. I don't think she's wrong. And granted, she might get played by the old dude, the new one, because she already sleeping with him. But guess what? I don't think she wants her current boyfriend, because if she did, she probably would have been a little more with him in the situation.
No, now that part is true. Now, I mean, she really cares.
And I give Credine all of that. I will give Credine the 5 year. I mean, the boyfriend and everything like that. She might not want him and everything, but at the same time, then okay, if that's the case, why are y'all leaving together? I mean, this man is sick, and okay, well, my question is this then. Okay, she don't really want this man, but she was trying to respect their relationship enough to not talk to the dude for 2 years. Oh, and now that he out the house, let me talk to him 2 weeks after the boy. So, I mean, but my thing is, what's the point then, Credine? I mean, why respect their relationship for 2 years just because the man is in the house? Just because, I mean, he's there?
Because she wanted to see where it was going, but the sickness kind of, was the deal breaker for her.
The deal breaker.
Okay, all right. So illness is a deal breaker for you.
Illness could be a deal breaker, because you got to think about it. You never know what the situation was. She could have been waiting for him to make that next move, and because he hadn't. And the smarter thing would have been, you know what? Why are you living with him and you're not married to him? Because at that point, you put yourself in a situation where people don't make the move quick enough, and then you're sitting there and you're doing the wifely duties, but you don't have the title and you ain't said the vows.
But
So
this man,
I
don't care. But this man must be really sick for him to be moving in with him, move out of his own house to go stay with his parents. So he ain't got no cold. It ain't that he could have helped.
So my question is, if illness is a deal breaker, then why not break the deal? Why keep the dude thinking that they are in a relationship?
It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard doing that point. And granted, they're doing all of these things. They're probably having sex. She can't have sex with him right now because he's sick. So, I mean, she has needs. So what she's going to do? Meet those needs met someplace. It's the reality. It's not ideal, but that's the reality of it.
And Carrie, I think you probably can attest to this too, not because you've done it before, but like I said before, women are just like males, man. That dude, she's not gonna let go of her main dude. At the end of the day, her boyfriend is her main dude. She got her side dude right now, and that's all it is to it. I mean, as dirty as it may sound, the same way males do it. That's why she's doing it.
I definitely understand what you're saying, but Credine is saying that illness is a deal breaker. So my thing is, I mean, if that's what it is, then hey, break the deal. I mean, hey.
What's the vows for if I'm going to make that pledge to you and I'm just girlfriend? Through sickness and health, then there's no need to go through the vows. I did not say in sickness and in health. I said in health. And now that you sick.
I mean, Credine, and you know what? My thing about that is, I'm not saying that this woman made any vows to this man. I'm just saying that the fact that we're in a relationship, I would think that, hey, you're going to at least try to be there for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you're, because what I want you to know is I'm not saying that you're obligated, but my thing is 5 years, and I mean, at the first sign of any type of illness, any type of sickness, you up and like, I got to get out. Okay, I mean, like, I know that you ain't made no vows to me, but dang, I'm starting to wonder, the 5 years that we've been together, did that mean anything to you at all? I mean, think about it.
She sounds like she's torn, in spite of, but sometimes you guys understand.
It's torn, all right.
Of a situation, the physical aspect of the situation can control it. So she sounds like she's torn between, the history and just, what they had, but you got to understand, what have you done for me lately? I'm not saying that I did this, but
I've been trying to heal lately. I'm sorry.
I'm coughing lately.
She's in a place where it seems like her physical relationship is taking precedence over her the history that she has with her current boyfriend or ex, because she did say ex/current. So she's torn.
Right. And my thing, Credine, it'd be different if like this had been going on for a long time, but in the letter it states recently he became ill. Like, it ain't like this been going on for years.
Yeah, it sounds like he just really ill for like 2 weeks.
He became ill.
Yeah. Okay. Then we can look at that and say, you know what? Maybe before that, he didn't do what he needed to do to secure that relationship.
I will agree to that now. I mean, he might not have been doing what he should have been doing.
And you ain't put a ring on it. You want me to leave?
Well, no. I wasn't going there. I was going as far as on the sexual aspect of it. I'm thinking maybe she wasn't satisfied with him. Because, like I said, it's one thing for him to be gone for 2 weeks overseas and then you're doing it, but he was sick. So, in her conscious mind, not only is he gone for 2 weeks, but he's sick. That's why he ain't here. And it really looks like it was mainly because of the sex. I'm thinking maybe his sex wasn't that good. That's why she was able to cheat so easily.
And you know what, Credine? My thing about it,
two words that'll solve the whole thing, man. And I think that I don't know how we're gonna do it, but somehow we need to do it. Whole registration.
What?
Whole registration, please.
Whole
explain.
registration. The same way you got registered sex offenders, we need to register these hoes, man. No. That way you know, yeah, you look up, man.
How do you constitute what is a hoe?
Oh, what? You just type in a bio. Let me look up Janie, whatever. Let me look up Janie, see what she about. Let me look up Kanisha or whatever. Kanisha sucked 3 dicks in high school at one time.
Pause. My question is
that's
a
a-
question for me.
go ahead. What was the question?
I wanted to know. Okay, we think it's such a injustice or wrong when a woman says, you know what, I can't deal with this, and he's not giving me this, so I'm gonna leave him. What about when it's on the other foot, which it most often is, when a guy is saying, you know what, yeah, sex ain't good, or
But it's
maybe,
different with guys, man. It's different with guys. I mean,
why is it different?
because y'all are more pure, sacred creatures than us, man. You know what I mean? Y'all taking something inside of y'all.
What?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I gotta agree with that.
They're
The
taking
thing-
something inside of them, man. All we doing is we out. They actually taking y'all ain't supposed to think like that, man. Y'all ain't supposed to think like a dude. Y'all supposed to be like, oh, I gotta keep my
when if that same situation was on the other foot and a woman and a man did that to a woman, then
don't get me wrong, it's just a slack. I'm just saying it's even slacker when a woman do it.
Yeah.
Dang,
we don't
man.
need whole registration for that.
Huh?
We don't need whole registration for that.
No, that's just for women, man. That's just for women.
Interesting.
We gotta know beforehand, man. Like,
Wait a minute. I know we're not talking about this, but this whole registration thing, real quick. Whole registration is only for women, not men.
it should just be for. Look, man, because you already know. Look, men are gonna be hoes. That's a pre-acknowledged fact.
Not all men.
My name is Rashawn. My name is Rashawn Wilson,
And I'm
and
a
I am
practicing
not
hoe.
a hoe.
Nope.
Okay, whatever.
This one, is that one, but this one,
The thing about it is, man, you mess around, you know, you see somebody that you knew from back in the day, like she ain't registered yet, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you go in there, you go in their profile, you see what they done did, man. If you can live, some people might use it, to kick it to them. They might be like, dang, she about that?
Right.
Okay, I'll make it close. You slime. You need to. I hope the dude catches you and bust you. Nah, I'm just playing. You ain't slime, man. But
God.
yeah, but it's
You
pretty
real.
bad, man. For real. I mean, pretty bad. Yeah, if I was a dude, and I found out, man, it would be a sad day for you, man. I'll put it to you that way. Whatever that means.
He would live with you 6 more months.
And on that note, man.
Yeah, on that note,
Yo,
let's go ahead and
I
end
like
this
that.
conversation. No, like for real. I value everybody's opinion. Yo, thank you guys for like listening to us. Jonathan, we got an email.
Yeah, it's at the bottom of the screen.
So go ahead and email us right there. Give us your feedback if you have any topics that you want us to discuss. Go ahead and send it in, and we'll get at you next time. Until then, be easy, y'all.